Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to the video. I hope your day is going great. Today we're gonna have an awesome video, guys. I have this idea that I want to introduce to you. To sum it up real quick so you know the general idea, I'm thinking of doing a community Overwatch open team. So if that sounds interesting to you, I'm going to be talking about it at the end of the video. As well as that, we're going to be talking about the Boston Uprising. They have just announced that they signed a new player during the trade window. And also, what are they going to do now that they don't have Dreamcasper? After that, we're going to talk about the Dallas Fuel and Cocco situation. Last night on Oversight, Custa came out and he said some interesting things. We'll also take a look at that. And before the video begins, guys, be sure to go down in the description, click the gleam.io link if you want a chance at winning an Overwatch League jersey. I'm giving 10 of them away, so there's a good chance that you can potentially win one. All you have to do is click the link, subscribe. It's real easy. Also, guys, let's see how many likes we can get on this video. And let's hop into it now. Alright, so let's begin this video off by talking about the new player that the Boston Uprising have just signed. They released a statement today saying this: Boston Uprising Sign KINGmykL. Probably butchered that, but hey, I gave it a try. The Boston Uprising announced today the signing of KINGmykL. The 19-year-old support player was signed on April 3rd, 2018, and will become available immediately following visa approval. We're thrilled to announce the signing of KINGmykL, said Huck, the president of gaming for the Kraft Group. With the trade window closing in, we wanted to add an extra layer of depth and security to our roster going into the last legs of the season. KINGmykL has shown the qualities we are looking for in a player, both in and out of the game, and someone we will work with to help grow and improve will here at Boston Uprising. I'm excited to see his play live and eager to integrate him as soon as possible to our team in California. Kwon previously played for South Korean Overwatch team KINGmykL. Having joined the team in February 2017, the addition of KINGmykL brings Boston's roster to a total of 10 players. So I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering right now, who is KINGmykL? What does he play? How good is he? Is he going to be able to replace Dreamcasper? Well, guys, they actually signed this player before the Dreamcasper allegations came out and he was terminated from the Boston Uprising. And what is extremely unfortunate for the Boston Uprising is that the trade deadline ended on April 4th, which was 6 days ago and also before the whole Dreamcasper situation went down, so they will not be able to sign a new player and replace Dreamcasper. As for KINGmykL, he recently played for KINGmykL. He competed in Contenders Trials, as well as a couple Tier 2 tournaments in Korea. From the small amounts that I've seen him play, he does seem pretty good. KINGmykL was one of the strongest teams in Trials, and they made light work of a lot of their opponents. So congratulations to KINGmykL. It will definitely be interesting seeing how the Boston Uprising integrate him, especially since they do have NAKO, and in my opinion, NAKO is one of the better Zenyatas in the league, sitting around top 5, top 4. And as I mentioned in the announcement, this puts the Boston Uprising at 10 players on their roster, which 5 of them are actually supports. So at first glance, 10 players might seem like a lot, but 50% of them all play the same role. In total, they have 5 supports, 2 off tanks, 1 main tank, and 2 DPS players. So without Dreamcasper, they no longer have any substitutes for their DPS players, and they have no substitutes for their main tank. Of course, the Boston Uprising had no idea that Dreamcasper was doing what he was doing, and that they would end up not having him for the rest of the season. So prior to this, it did seem like they had good depth. 3 DPS players, 2 off tanks, 4 supports. All they would need is really another main tank. But now they're in a situation they have no DPS subs, 1 main tank, and 5 support players. And of all those support players, I would say most of them are not capable of playing DPS at a decent level. The ones that I possibly think could would be either NAKO or Kelix, and they're probably going to be starting 24/7 because they're so good. So overall, yes, the situation the Boston Uprising are in does seem a little bit scary from the outside looking in. Losing Dreamcasper is a huge hit. As much as I hate to admit it now, Dreamcasper was a pretty damn good player. And in my opinion, the best Western flex in the entire league, and one of the best flexes overall in the league. He honestly looked like the Western version of Libero, able to play pretty much every single hero. Hit scans like Soldier, Widowmaker, projectile heroes like Pharah, Genji, off-meta heroes like Hanzo, and even some off-tanks like Roadhog. Just being honest, he was an extremely valuable player to this team. He would always show up and play at a pretty good level in every single match, even when they got stomped. And he played, in my opinion, the most important role in the entire league at such a good level. As I said, he showed it when he played, and it also showed in the stats. If you go on Winston's lab and look at the Genji stats, Pharah stats, McCree, Soldier, Widowmaker, all those stats, he's sitting in the top 5, top 6 area in every single category. So from a skill standpoint, he's definitely going to be missed. But he is now gone, and he definitely deserves to be gone. And now what was Dreamcasper's role sits in the hands of mistakes. If some of you guys don't know who Mistakes is, he played for 1-2-3 in European Contender Season 0. He was an absolute powerhouse for them, specifically on the Tracer. We also seen a little bit of his hit scan during that time, but his role was specifically that Tracer. We didn't get to see him in Contender Season 1 because he left the team to pursue joining Overwatch League teams. So besides the 5 maps that he's played in the Overwatch League for a total of an hour and 10 minutes, you'd have to go all the way back to Contender Season 0 to see his gameplay. But luckily for us in the Boston Uprising, for those 5 maps, an hour and 10 minutes he's played in the league, it was actually on the flex role and not the Tracer. 36 minutes being on Sombra, 18 minutes being on Genji, 11 on Soldier, 3 on Junkrat, 3 on McCree, and 1 minute on the Widowmaker. So overall, it's not really a big sample size, right? But thankfully, like I said, it is on that flex roll, and it seems like the Boston Uprising have probably been having him practice it for the most part while he's been on this roster. The most recent time he played in the league was March 16th against the Los Angeles Valiant. This was a nail-biting set, and Boston Uprising won 3-2. Mistakes only played 1 map though, and that was Route 66, and they actually lost it. He played mostly Genji, McCree, and Sombra on this map. Before that, the match he played was against the London Spitfire on March 10th. In this match, he was thrown in on Hollywood, and he actually had a pretty good stat line, 16-10, while his team lost. He also played in the game 2 days before that against the Shanghai Dragons, again being put in on the Route 66. 6 days before that match, he made his debut, March 2nd. And he actually played 2 maps in this set, the most out of any, which was on Hollywood and Route 66, which are the 2 maps that he's only ever played in the league. It seemed like they were giving him time here and there on Hollywood and Route 66 when they had the opportunity. After he lost to the London Spitfire on Route 66 and then the LA Valiant on Route 66, they stopped playing him altogether. So all the other really don't have enough game time, we don't have enough stats to see if we think Mistakes can actually replace Dreamcasper and the Boston Uprising can stay on a roll. What I do know is, sure, Dreamcasper was a big part of the team. He was a great flex player, and yeah, I think that is probably the most important role in the league. But they still have amazing players all across the board. Like I said earlier, Nako, he's a top 5, top 4 Zenyatta. Just like everybody else on the team, they're literally sitting in the top 4, top 5 area on their role. Striker, amazing Tracer, even had an impressive Junkrat, which is also a possibility. They could put Mistakes in there on Tracer and have Striker flex a little bit on like the Junkrat, Widowmaker, 2 heroes we have seen him play. I do think this is unlikely though, since Striker's Tracer is so damn good. I think it would be a waste to take him off of it, and we have already seen Mistakes play that flex role, so I think he's been practicing it for a while. Back to the rest of the roster though, we have Note, another amazing player, top 5, top 4 diva. He literally just understands the role and knows how to play with his teammates. Gamsu, one of the best main tanks in the league. So overall, I'm not too worried about them. I think they will be able to figure it out in the long run. It is a little bit unfortunate with the timing though, because the next 2 weeks for them are extremely hard. Coming up in week 2, their first match is against the New York Excelsior. Their second one isn't as hard, it's against the Florida Mayhem, but in week 3 it's pretty tough as well. They take on the London Spitfire, and then after that it's the Seoul Dynasty. So it's going to be a tough stretch for them, and having to go through all this stuff inside the team is definitely going to have a negative impact as well. I'm sure many of these players were close with Dreamcasper, and they thought he was a great guy just like we did. And I'm more than positive when they all learned what happened, it was hard for them to cope. It also sucks too because they are in a pretty tight race right now for top 6, making the in-game playoffs. They're sitting in that 4th seed at 14-8, tied with the Philadelphia Fusion. Only 1 map ahead of the Houston Outlaws and the Los Angeles Valiant, who are sitting at rank 6 and 7. So with it being so close, a slip up right now could really cost them the playoffs. But like I said, I think they'll be able to manage. Boston Uprising have looked great. Their roster is amazing. Regardless of having Dreamcasper or not, they're going to make the playoffs in my opinion. Making the Stage 3 playoffs is probably going to be tough considering their schedule coming up, but they still do have a chance. Because if you guys didn't know, they actually changed the Stage playoffs. It is no longer top 3, it is now top 4, which is what I thought it was from the beginning, what makes most sense, and I'm really excited about that. Now we get to see 2 semifinal matches and 1 final matchup. That's going to be amazing. I'm super stoked for the Stage 3 finals. And one last thing about the Boston Uprising, guys. There's been a lot of people contacting me, and I've been reading a lot of comments on my videos about Dreamcasper. Please do not have any animosity towards the Boston Uprising. There's no way that any of them knew about this whole situation with Dreamcasper. They are blindsided just as much as we are. Show them as much support as possible. Do not hate on them. And that's it for this topic, guys. Let's go ahead and move on. So now let's talk about the Dallas Fuel, Cocco, Custa. He was on Oversight, and he said a few interesting things. Let's go ahead and play this clip.
Clear, but I don't know. Cocco, he wasn't really present at all during Stage 2. There are good reasons. I think the team is working with Cocco to find what is best for his future. I have no idea what they're planning on doing, what is happening, but yeah, no, I wouldn't. At this point, all I will say is I wouldn't expect Cocco to return. So moving forward, all the moves that Dallas have done make sense for that. You know, when you're putting Mickey on Winston and Seagull on Diva instead of playing Cocco on Winston, I feel like that is like made pretty clear. So, you know, I really like Cocco, and I really hope he has a good future. But yeah, I don't think you'll see him again.
So straight from Custa's mouth, it seems like we are never going to see Cocco play again for the Dallas Fuel, and what he said did make sense. If they are running Seagull and Mickey in there on the main tank, as well as Taimu, he didn't even mention that, they're probably never going to play Cocco again. It definitely seems like Custa knows something. There has to be some reason overall why the Dallas Fuel just stopped completely trusting Cocco and giving him a shot. Because from an outside perspective, it just seems out of the blue that they just stopped playing him. Sure, he didn't have the best performance in Stage 1, but it's not like Taimu performed better than him in Stage 2. Not even close. Taimu was an absolute joke. There was also this clip we played on the channel a while ago. Let's go ahead and play it again. It's Cocco talking about his future on the Dallas Fuel and what exactly is going on from his perspective.
Oh man, can't really say, but just rest assured, if I had my way, I would be playing for sure.
So if he had his way, he would 100% be playing. That means someone inside the team, or, you know, a group of people or the team overall just doesn't want him playing. They don't think he is a good option. Something had to have happened to lead to this, guys. Maybe he was performing really bad in scrims. Maybe there was a crazy altercation. I am not sure. To be fair, though, I didn't really ever expect Cocco to come back and play for the Dallas Fuel. When Slasher leaked like a month ago that they were shopping around trying to trade or sell Cocco and Taimu, I completely believed it, and I still do believe it. I think more than likely that nobody was interested in getting Taimu or Cocco on their team, because why would you want either of them? Taimu has had a really down DPS performance so far in the league, and his main tank performance probably ended his career. Same with Cocco, he didn't really have a good performance at all on the main tank, so I'm not sure anybody would really want them as players. Now as for like coaches or analysts, something like that, they definitely do have a future in the Overwatch League. And now that the Dallas Fuel have OGE coming in, I definitely don't see Taimu or Cocco ever being played again, so it does look like this is the end for the Dallas Fuel and Cocco. It's unfortunate because they do have such a long history together, going all the way back to Envious, winning Apex Season 1 in Korea, absolutely amazing, dominating North America for 2 years straight. Cocco is definitely an accomplished player, and I can see him being a very good analyst or coach for a team. So that's it for the Dallas Fuel and Cocco. Let me know what you guys think down below. Could he potentially join another team? Or do you think his playing career is over? And now let's go ahead and move on to the last thing I want to talk about today, guys. I'm thinking of doing an Overwatch Open community team. Now, obviously, this can mean a bunch of different things, but in my head, this is what I am thinking of doing. And of course, there's not a lot of time left because the registration for Overwatch Open does close in about 5 days. Sunday at midnight Pacific time to be exact. So it's definitely going to have to be thrown together pretty quickly. But what I want to do is create a team. It's going to be Kingarna. I am going to be playing on it. I will be covering the Tracer role. And my ex-teammate Motorius from Splice, from Kingarna, and many other teams and many other games will also be playing on this team. And he will be covering the Diva role. Now what I'm going to do is open up applications for you guys to submit to be players, or a coach, or an analyst. Remember though, I am covering the Tracer role and my friend is covering the Diva role. So we're looking for 2 supports, a main tank, and a flex DPS player. And what I want to do is pick 4 players from our community or whoever wants to play on the team and applies. So I'm going to leave a link down below for you guys to click on. Go ahead and apply to the team if you want a chance at playing. Overall though, the goal of this team is still to win. I want to qualify for contenders, so I hate to break it to you guys, we will not be accepting anybody who is probably not in GM or doesn't have any past experience. Like I said, the goal is to win, so I'm going to pick the absolute best players. So unfortunately, if you're sitting around Diamond, Master level, you probably don't have a chance at making the team. So to be honest with you guys, you probably shouldn't even apply. But if you are sitting here and you watch my videos and you are a great player, you have experience competing with teams in Overwatch, you've played in Open, maybe you've played in Contenders Trials, please do apply. We're going to create a team that is going to be led by this community. I'm going to do a bunch of content around the team. You guys will be able to see some of our matches, practice, scrims. It'll be a good opportunity for a lot of you guys who want to join this team but can't, to learn how you can actually get into the pro scene and what it's like to be on an actual pro team. I'm going to be taking this team very seriously. We will be practicing a lot. As I said, again, the goal is to win. So if this is something that interests you guys, go down below, click the link, apply, and also let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this idea, if you're excited for it. It'll be really fun. And now that I'm doing this, I'm going to be playing Overwatch a lot more. That means I'm going to be streaming a lot more frequently. So go down below, click my stream link, follow my stream. And that's it for this video, guys. If you're new around here, subscribe, like the video, join the giveaway, follow me on Twitch. I appreciate and I love all the support you guys give me. Also, do not forget to join the Discord. The link will also be down below. It's an easy way to contact me and the most reliable way to get me to respond to a message. So yeah, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm out of here. Peace.